This is Ruby, and today we're going to talk about probability. So, what we're going to be looking at today is random sampling and its importance in probability. In particular, you need to remember that when we have random sampling, every person has an equal chance of selection. The other piece that you need to remember is that when we have random sampling, we have sampling with replacement, which means that if a sample is taken out, then those individuals that have been taken out will be replaced. And the reason we have that sampling with replacement is to keep the probabilities consistent. So we'll go ahead and go on to a problem. A third grade class consists of 8 boys, 12 girls, and 5 non-binary children who have self-identified their gender. The teacher is going to select children from the class using random sampling. So our first question is, what is the probability that the first child selected will have identified as a girl? So in order to solve this particular problem, the first thing you need to do is think about what is the total probability of occurrence. So in this example, it would be, what is the total number of children? So you know that you have 8 boys, 12 girls, plus 5 non-binary. So we have 25 total children. Then the next step would be to identify the probability that we have of interest. In this particular case, the probability of interest is how many children self-identified as a girl. So what is the probability the child selected will have self-identified as a girl? In this case, we know there's 12 girls. So our answer would be 12 out of 25, which would be 0.48. So that would be our final answer, that probability is 0.48. So almost at 0.50. All right, now let's look at our second question. So our second question now is going to have same idea, but what we have here is the teacher selects a random sample of n equals 5 children. And the first 2 children self-identify as boys. The second 2 self-identify as non-binary. What is the probability that the third child selected will be a girl? Now, the first thing here is step 1 is you have to understand that a random sample means that there will be sampling with replacement to keep probabilities constant. So those first 5 children that were selected will be placed back in. So what that means in step 2 is when we look at the total probability of recurrence, in this example, that's the total number of children. So that has remained unchanged from our first problem. So there's 8 boys, there's 12 girls, and there's 5 non-binary, which equals 25. So we know that the total probability of occurrence. Now in step 34, which you know is really step 3, what is the probability that the child selected will have self-identified as a girl? In this example, it's the total number of girls, so it's 12. So your answer is 12 divided by 25, which is 0.48. So you'll notice that in both cases, the answer is the same, and that's because of random sampling. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.